National Wrestling Alliance getting ready for NWA75. Hard to believe, 75 years of the National Wrestling Alliance. That event coming up August 26th, 27th at the Chase Park Plaza Hotel in St. Louis. Tickets are available, NWATIX.com. And two men that will be a vital part of that show. Join me now on the hotline. They are their current NWA United States Tag Team Champions. They are known as the Country Gentlemen, which I love that name. That's just about the best name in wrestling. It is adorable Anthony Andrews and the legacy AJ Cazana. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. How you doing?
We are doing great. AJ's gonna run in a minute and make a hot tag here. He's just
I'm here.
He's here.
Oh, you're here. Heck yeah.
I'm here. Can't you see me?
When I need him, AJ is always there. That's why we're the NWA United States Tag Team Champions. He's always there.
Can't you see me though? Look
now
at me.
I'm
in sunny South Florida. Look at this thing, man. My tan has never been better. I've never been in a better mood. My hat looks great. I got my feather band back.
I know. Look, yeah, the hats are fantastic. I love it.
You changed, AJ. You used to be in Tennessee. Now he's in Florida with the sun.
Well, I'm getting ready.
He's gonna have a sweet tan for 75.
We're going on that tour, baby. You know, we got 6 days of travel before 75, and then we got another 6 days of 75 and TV after. I'm here relaxing, you know, getting a little Florida sun, getting a little extra. It's hot down here, dude. It's real hot.
Well,
I understand how people are in such great shape and they all got six packs, even the fat ones, you know, because like you walk outside, you start sweating.
Yeah.
And I think my heart rate right now is 170. So I don't know. Maybe I need to get that checked.
Maybe it's hot. I think it's hot everywhere here in Austin. It's, you know, been reaching triple digits every day of the week. So
I was gonna say it's only like 105 up here in Fort Worth. So
well, yeah,
you got that dry heat though.
Metroplex just stays hot, you know.
Yeah.
I want to start with, and either one of you can answer. What brought you guys together as a tag team?
Go ahead, Anthony. Let's hear what you got to say about it.
So, luckily, we were both. AJ had already started with the NWA. He had a few shows beforehand, and I came to the NWA. We're cousins, so luckily we have that background. We were able to mesh together really easily. But Billy saw us separately and just wanted to go ahead and team us together. Again, AJ has a long legacy with the NWA. His dad, Joe, his grandfather. So it was a natural fit, but really just as soon as they put us together, we got in there. We've been getting more and more refined going into the NWA US Tag Team Championship match that we had with the Fixers. But Billy saw it, honestly. He's the one who put us together. He had the vision for everything. I had a little bit different look when I first came into the NWA. And he was able to see the thoroughbred. Exactly. And he was able to see it and put us together, and we've just meshed ever since.
Well, and Anthony just mentioned about your legacy. Your family has been involved in wrestling for a long time. Talk about that family legacy that has brought you to this point in your career.
The legacy of the Cazana family, man, dates back. It's 2023. Dates back 90 years, which is, you know, almost 100. Mm-hmm. But it dates back 90 years, and it started with my great grandfather when he came over. He came over as a little one from Greece, got seen in a gym, and somebody said, "Hey, you look like you'd be a great pro wrestler." And he's like, "I don't even know what that is, but sure." And you know, the rest is history. 1933 is when he started wrestling. He started promoting in or around the 50s, all the way through the 70s. Was bought out. He did the Knoxville territory for the NWA for a while. And they're putting 3,500 to 5,000 people every Wednesday night in Chilhowie Park. Packed TV studio tapings every Saturday. Wrestling was alive and well in Knoxville at the time, and man, he took advantage of it and did really well. Sold out to the Fullers. You know, we still got a good relationship with those guys. And then my dad got in '86, and he got me involved in a match, and I broke down and decided, hey, maybe I'd be pretty good at this. Have a lot of fun, and now I don't know what else I'd do with my life.
Sounds fantastic.
I ain't made out. I ain't made out for a regular job. I sure as hell wasn't made out for school. you know, I'm pretty smart, but it's something about sitting in a classroom setting just wasn't my thing. So pro wrestling was as close to football as I could find, and I got that high, man. It's there.
Right. And
And now look at us, we're tag team champions.
And you played college football at Tennessee. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Played football at the University of Tennessee. Left after a year and kind of lived my life, and then got really out of shape. And had that awakening. Was like, hey, yeah, you know, where you eat like an offensive lineman, but you ain't working out, you ain't doing the cardio, you're not doing the 2-a-days. You know, you're not burning 3,000 or 4,000 calories a day. So yeah, it caught up with me, and then got the wake up call from one of my close friends, like, hey man, maybe you need to hit the gym again. And then wrestling was right behind it, and it all just kind of meshed.
Yeah. Anthony, as for you, Anthony, you and I were just talking about it before we started. I remember you from the dark, you know, there was a couple dark matches for Wrestle Circus down here in Austin. You worked Wrestle Circus, worked a couple matches with AAPW here in Austin. Talk about how that got you going to the point where now you are one half of the U.S. Tag Team Champions in the NWA.
Absolutely. I mean, everything's been a slow progression. It's that, you know, for me, 17-year overnight success, where I was able to start building more and more traction, because a lot of people, even that I work with now in the NWA, Sal Renaro, Judeus I had met over 10 years ago, Bill Barons, I worked with all of them in Warner Robins, Georgia. I originally started in Georgia about 17 years ago now. And so from there, went to Texas, had a little bit more progress once I came to Texas, because, you know, the caliber of people out here. That's one of the things that's so crazy to me, is there's so many pockets of talent in Georgia, in Texas. And I always say Texas can be a black hole for talent, because there are so many places to work. You can go to Booker T's. There was Wrestle Circus. I met so many amazing people there that I still talk to. And, you know, most of those people are in AEW now. They're champions. They're on Ring of Honor, all these places. But it set me up really well, because working all those different places, now when I'm at NWA, I have all those tools in my belt. That's what's impressive to me about AJ, honestly, because he hasn't been wrestling that long, and he already has a lot of those tools in his belt, just because of working with people like his dad. I mean, it's true. People like Tom Pritchard training him and things like that. And it's just two very, very different routes. And that's why it's neat to me to see us mesh and have that chemistry, because I have 17 years of traveling around the country, getting all those little pieces of information, meeting people like Bill, Sal, who have worked TV. They really taught me how to succeed in that atmosphere. But then he was able to get it all just compact into his training from Dr. Tom. And you know who Dr. Tom is trained: Kurt Angle, The Rock, Kane, all these people. So it's just different paths. But that's really what helped me, was coming out here, starting to travel around. That was, I mentioned it recently on an Instagram post. A few years ago, it was the first time that a place really bet on me by paying for my flight. And now I have 24 months, or sorry, 24 months, 24 days out of 2 months that I'll be traveling on flights paid by other companies, putting me up in hotels, investing in us. We just found out while we're up in St. Louis, we'll be going to a children's hospital the morning of 75 day one, and being able to give a little bit back. So it's just impressive to me to see how both of us have been able to make it here. And now we're able to do not just what we love, and like AJ said, you know, what he was built to do without even realizing it. That football career helped him get to this point. And now we have all this success, and we can give back in those ways too, going to children's hospitals. We just did we did an event in Chicago last month as well.
Right. The HP cares. Yeah.
Exactly. And able to give back to the community.
Yeah, that was a great event, and it's so much good there in the Chicago area. Let's talk a little bit about NWA75. I know you guys are slated to defend your titles. We don't know who the opposition is yet. It looks like the Fixers, who you beat for those titles 6 months ago, looks like they're trying to get their shot. It might be another team. The talk around the campfire, so to speak, is that they may have a match on night one, and the winner of that match gets to face you. Is there an opponent that you want to face, or is it just bring them all on?
Hell, for me, it's just bring them all on, line them up, knock them down. I know we've had a few hitches in our giddy ups or a few roadblocks along the way, but I've got my personal opinions on what's happened there. But when it comes to these titles, any title match that we're in, it's line them up, knock them down.
Right.
I think it's Daisy Kill and Jack Talos is the other team opposite the Fixers. Night one, that's the scuttlebutt that I've heard, is that they're wrestling night one. We get the winners night two. So who knows what's in store for us night one? I'm pitching to bring that no good Brock Anderson and Brian Pillman in for a tag team match against us. Let them wet their whiskers with some actual professional wrestlers. For once, I pitched for the Vaudevillains. I think are getting back together. Oh hell no! Brock Anderson dodges me at every duck and turn. No, the Vaudevillains are back. Gotch and his partner. I saw something tweeted out. I tweeted at the NWA trying to get. I'm trying to get us a good, nice, solid defense, not one, to lead into whoever wants to get smacked around night two. That's all I know. So yeah, at this point, I'm assuming it's the same thing for Anthony. It's line them up, knock them down, run through the next one, because at some point we're going to have to be. We're going to have to step into the ring with the World Tag Team Champions, whoever that might be. If it's Law Rebellion, great. If it's whoever else that they're facing, I think Trevor and Mike get a shot at those titles at some point. Right. Line them up, knock them down. But it's hard to win world titles when you ain't get a shot at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Because my whole thing, like AJ said, I keep saying it. In the last 6 months, we've traveled to 11 different states to defend these tag team championships. And if there's another team out there traveling that much, defending them, good on them. But we've fought everybody. No matter who comes up, we don't always know who we're facing. We'll go into towns. Same thing that we're doing at 75. And I posted at the end of July, I was like, hey, finally, I'm taking a little bit of time off leading into 75. That way we come in well rested. Mm-hmm. And then we get an email saying, hey, you guys are need for the World is a Vampire tour. So the week before, we're traveling to 4 different states. And we're representing
three,
Anthony.
Easy. Three states, Anthony.
St. Louis is in a different state. So 4 states.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Whatever, dude. You got me there.
I have heard that. I've heard that before.
He's the muscle on the brains. No. He's the muscle, the looks. I just got to get the numbers right. And then we're coming in defending again whichever team wants a shot there. We'll fight ICP. We'll fight any of them. It's fine.
Well, and
easy, dude. Violent J's easy.
Multi-time tag champion.
He's a different character. I get you. And AJ just mentioned it. Eventually it's got to reach up because and this goes back to the early days. The United States Tag Team Champions are by default the number 1 contenders for the World Tag Titles, which currently held by La Rebellion. So I gotta imagine. You get past these 2 title defenses at NWA75, I got to think you're going to be looking hard at whoever comes out of NWA75, whether it's La Rebellion or if it's Trevor Murdoch and Mike Knox, who won the Crockett Cup. Whoever comes out of there as the World Tag Champions, you're going to be gunning after them here in the very near future.
I mean, that's the next logical step, right? But it comes down to every time we're in it's the same thing Brock Anderson does to me. Every time we're in a room with La Rebellion, and I love those guys. Don't get me wrong. We've had a few beers together and we've spoke. They've taught me a little Spanish. I've taught them a little American, Americanized Southeastern hubbub, gibberish, basically. But you talk to them and they're real cool, but they don't seem like they want to give us a shot. And it's hard to pick a fight with friends, but at what cost, are me and Anthony shortchanging ourselves because we've been real nice to them this entire time? Or even if Trevor and Mike win these things at 75, are we going to shortchange ourselves? Because I like both of those guys. I've shared a beer with both of those guys. I've had conversations that go deeper than professional wrestling with both of those guys. But, at the end of the day, it's I don't like picking fights out of anger with my friends. Yeah. I feel like I could speak for Anthony the same way. It's about maybe garnishing a little respect or giving us the respect hell, dude, just like he said, we're going to go defend these titles 4 times before 75 even happens.
Yeah.
The week before, not including the 14 travel days, it feels like, that go around being in a van with people, because we're doing an old school loop there with the World is a Vampire tour.
Yeah, they're
And we're
flying
putting our
us in
bodies
and they're
through
wearing
hell.
bands.
Yeah.
And Law Rebellion's not on it. I don't think Trevor and Mike are on it. Maybe they're resting up because maybe it's just I feel like we got to earn it. That's what I feel like. So if this is us earning it, so be it. But at what point do you look at your friends and say, "Hey guys, like, we can have a good, clean wrestling match. We don't have to, go out here and get real dirty with each other. I mean, you want to fight, we'll fight. But for the love of God, give us the opportunity. I feel like we've earned it at this point."
And we saw that the night after 312. We fought Murdoch and we fought Knox. And guess who won that match? Nobody. Because Fixers came out, the Savages came out, and they interrupted that match. But we still need to see who the better man out of that match is. Same thing with Law Rebellion. We haven't gotten in the ring with them, and we know that we can hang with them. I'm excited for that match. I saw them, I think it was 74, come back just bleeding out of their face. Everybody in that match was bloodied up. And that's when I knew we wanted to fight them. We'll fight them at any bar, any dance hall, any barn that you can find. But we need a shot at the World Tag Team Championships.
I mean, Anthony, it might be a matter of just getting Dad in touch with Vampiro and see if they can come to an agreement. I'm just saying we'll let the veteran heads prevail out of that one, because I'm sure I get a little angry talking about it. I get a little not angry, excuse me, frustrated. Frustrated is that $7 word of the day. I get a little frustrated, a little discombobulated, because if I approach Mecca and Basia, then I'm going to do it with a little niceness, but at some point they're just going to tell me no one too many times and want to smack their paint off their face. But if we send old Papa Joe in, and maybe him and Vampiro can get something figured out. Cooler heads typically prevail.
I don't know. Joe gets a little heated too. The way he was
hopefully
yelling at me at Crockett, he might just slap Vampiro. I don't know.
So who knows, man? But yeah, the world titles are on our landscape, and hell, it'd be real nice to have a United States Tag Team title and a world title side by side here in beautiful sunny South Florida, or when I get back to the beautiful Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee. You know what I mean? It'd be real nice to have that photo shoot.
It hasn't happened often. I think the Midnight Express had that at one time, but
they got screwed like this too. I just want you to know.
They did. Oh, I remember those days.
Yeah.
I remember those days
James
well.
J. Dillon.
Yeah.
Scared of Jim Cornette or something. I don't know what happened, but it's funny how the people that you call friends are the ones that keep dangling that carrot in front of your face.
Funny how that works out, doesn't it? Isn't it? Guys, before I let you go, I want y'all to promote yourselves, tell everybody how to find you on social media, merchandise, however. Anthony, let me start with you.
Absolutely. Just look for the Thoroughbred Anthony Andrews. Have all the shows promoted coming up. Like I said, the World is a Vampire tour, NWA75. Those are our big focus coming up. ProWrestlingTees.com/Thoroughbred. And you can find all the t-shirts there. And then AJ, where did they find you at?
I'm across all social media platforms at AJ Cazana. That simple, plain, easy to get to. My merchandise though is at angrylemonade.net. You go to angrylemonade.net / I think it's AJ Cazana. But if you just go there, I'm literally the first thing that pops up, this beautiful hat and my beautiful burly chest. First things you see. So t-shirts, hats now available. Got a little bit of everything on there, and that's about it. All my merch is there. All my matches are on Facebook. I got a nice schedule I try to get out across all social media platforms, but sometimes it's hard.
Because you guys have a big show coming up with your dad. You were talking about Legacy, and you have that big Legacy
we
show.
Do.
Really?
Yeah, Dad's. We've got 2 shows coming up. One's next Friday, August 11th, in a place called Coalfield, Tennessee.
Okay.
That's about an hour outside of Knoxville. Last year we had over 800 there. We're pushing for 1,000 this year. And then we've got September 15th is the big one. It's the Cazana's return home to the Chilhowie Park at the Tennessee Valley Fair in Knoxville. And we're going to have, I know it's going to be full of a lot of NWA talent. I think we've got Tom, Latimer, Camille confirmed for that one. That's September 15th. I think Kinsey and Kylie Page. Both of them are confirmed for that one. Thrill Billy, Silas Mason, myself. If we can squeeze Anthony over here for an hour or two, we may be able to get him. But I think he's got prior engagements that day. But you'll see all your Joe Cazana Promotions favorites, and then you'll see a handful of NWA favorites. So September 15th that day. That's a big one for us.
Sounds like some good events. And, of course, NWA75 coming up August 26th, 27th at the Chase Park Plaza Hotel in St. Louis. If you want tickets, NWATIX.com. If you can't be there, get it on Fight TV. They are the NWA United States Tag Team Champions, the Country Gentlemen, AJ Cazana, adorable Anthony Andrews. Guys, I appreciate the time. All the best to you. Good luck on the title defenses. Good luck on the tours. And hope to talk to you again real soon.
Sounds good,
see you at 75.